Now, it can be easy for a studio to decide to release a movie the week after Avengers Endgame, so I give credit's due. It's a bold move. But if you're gonna release one, you might as well release one with the appropriate title of Long Shot. And with that, I'm working with today's episode of The Romantor. My goal, as always, is to enhance the movie watching experience. So Long Shot here, the newest romantic comedy starring Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen. A movie which wasn't really on my radar. I'm not a big romantic comedy movie kind of guy. I know there's a niche for that, and good for you guys. And I wasn't really looking forward to it, but I gotta admit, after watching it, this is a movie I think you guys should have in your radar, of course, after you see Avengers once or twice. So here we have Seth Rogen, who basically plays the same kind of schlope we see him play 1,000 times, but he's good at it, so I don't mind it. He's a journalist, an idealist, if you will. Has full integrity here. He's anti-establishment, all that good stuff. And one day he's forced to quit his job. He meets up with his friend. He needs to feel better. His friend always takes him out when he's not feeling well. And his friend, who's great, by the way, played by O'Shea Jackson Jr., of course, son of Ice Cube. And he's really stole the show and all the scenes that he was in. It was a big surprise here. But anyway, he takes him out to this charity ball, and they come across the Secretary of the State of the United States, of course, played by Charlize Theron, who they happen to know each other because they grew up together as neighbors, went to the same high school, and she even babysitted him when he was younger. Now, Charlize Theron is in a position where she has ambitions to run for president in 2020, be the first female president. Of course, she's got the endorsement of the current president, played by Bob Obernick. Of course, you guys know from Better Call Saul. And she's trying to, change her image to a certain degree, get better results as far as in the polls. And one of the categories she wants to increase is her humor. And she decides to hire Seth Rogen's character to help kind of punch up her speeches, give a little more likability, a little more humor on that to help in that aspect. Now, of course, as in any romantic comedy, they each spend time together, learn to kind of reconnect, and they kind of fall into a relationship, etc., etc., etc. Now, from again, from a romantic comedy standpoint, this follows some of the same tropes you see 100 times. It really brings nothing new to the table from that sense. Boy meets girl, boy likes girl. Boy loses a girl and gains her back. We know how this is gonna go, and it's very formulaic, but that's fine because I wanna focus here on the comedy part of the romantic comedy. And for me, as a comedy, it's the most important part, and that movie nails it. Now, I found this movie to be very funny at times. I was laughing out loud. Not all the time, not every joke hit, but most of them did hit. It was very amusing for the most part, with a couple good belly laughs throughout. And it's really, this movie relies on the strength of Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron here, Charlize Theron, she's great. She's beautiful, she's talented, she can do no wrong, she can do any role, and it's just no different. I can't remember her doing a comedy recently, but I thought she really hit it well and kept pace with someone like Seth Rogen, who has great comedic chops. And I'm surprised by the chemistry. They really work together. Now, I'm not really buying the relationship because Seth Rogen, Charlize Theron, okay, we got to suspend disbelief there. But that notwithstanding here, the relationship really worked. The chemistry, the comedic timing really worked together. It was a lot of fun watching them going back and forth here. And that's what really elevated this movie to more than just a typical romantic comedy. And because it is a raunchy comedy, which is a plus. So when you guys take your girlfriends, you guys are going to enjoy it because a lot of raunchy humor here mixed in every so often. And it was good. It was had a positive message, as most of these movies tend to have. It's very delightful. It's very entertaining. Only real complaint that some of the story got a little bit out there, but that's fine. Wasn't a big deal. For the most part, it's really well put together. And at 2 hours, it's a little bit long. I mean, it didn't really feel long, but with a comedy, about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes is the sweet spot. This at 2 hours, it cut a couple of those scenes where I found a little bit out there, a little bit unnecessary. All that notwithstanding, this is a really fun, funny, entertaining movie, which surprised me. And I think is one of my surprise. A lot of the audiences out there, it's a feel-good movie at the end of the day. The women like it because it has that romantic comedy aspect. The guys, you enjoy it because it has good humor, good raunchy comedy as well. And Seth Rogen, again, if you like what he does in the past, he kind of duplicates that here. And that's okay. That's what I expect of him and nothing else. But at the end of the day, I definitely recommend you guys watch. Whether catching the movie after you see Endgame 3 or 4 times, of course, catch it at home, Netflix, VOD, whatever the case is, one I thought you guys are really going to like. I think it's going to really please a lot of audiences, and it's going to find its audience. This is good counter programming to the big budget summer stuff we're going to get. This movie comes out in a couple weeks, beginning of May. So that being said, Long Shot, you guys check it out. Let me know what you guys thought. Comment below. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed money to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.